The galaxy had never seen such arrogance. Across billions of worlds, every broadcast system went dark for a single moment. Then the Krell Empire's symbol appeared, bold, sharp, terrifying. Every screen lit up with the same message. "We declare war." The Krell Emperor's voice boomed. "All who oppose us will fall. All who resist shall perish. The galaxy belongs to us now." Planets trembled at the words. Markets froze. Fleets went on high alert. Leaders whispered behind closed doors. No one doubted the Krell Empire's power. They had ruled for centuries. They had destroyed systems that dared defy them. But on Earth, the broadcast barely caused a ripple dot in deep space command centers. Human officers watched calmly. No panic. No shouting. No fear. Just quiet observation. "They think we are small," Admiral Reyna said, her eyes scanning the fleet. "They think we cannot act." "Yes," replied Lieutenant Urek, "and that is exactly why they will be surprised." On Earth, the humans did not rush to respond. They did not fire weapons or launch fleets. Instead, they monitored. Anomalies, strange energy readings, and hidden pulses across the outer systems caught their attention. It was coming from a planet the galaxy had long forgotten. A dead world at the edge of known space. Sensor readings? Asked Reyna. "Massive energy flux?" Urek said. "It's dormant, but it's waking." Human historians had warned them about this. Millennia ago, the galaxy had nearly fallen to a species older and deadlier than any empire. The planet had been sealed, the species put to rest, locked away behind systems humans had hidden from history. And now, the Krell Empire had stirred it. "They declare war," Reyna said softly. "And they don't even know what they've done." The human fleet mobilized quietly. Not in numbers, not in noise, but in precision. Every ship followed protocols written generations ago based on historical accounts of battles humans barely survived. Every weapon was tested. Every strategy rehearsed. The Krell Empire laughed across their broadcasts. They boasted of the millions of soldiers they had mobilized. They mocked the humans, calling them weak, backward, and slow. They said Earth would fall first, like every other system that opposed them. But no one on Earth responded. Not a word. Not a shot. Not a signal. Meanwhile, in the deep reaches of space, the dormant species began to stir. Energy readings climbed. Ancient systems, buried beneath layers of planetary crust, activated. The galaxy's oldest predators, feared and forgotten, were awakening. Human commanders watched in silence as the first signs appeared. "They are alive," Jarek said. "And they are enormous." Reyna nodded. "And they are moving." Back on the Krell homeworld, the Emperor continued his broadcast, boasting of victory to come. Across the galaxy, millions cheered at the thought of conquest. Yet no one saw the small human fleets leaving their hidden stations. No one noticed the silent ships aligning near the edge of the awakening world. The galaxy believed it was witnessing a declaration of war, but humans knew better. The war had already begun. Not with fire, not with noise, but with preparation, patience, and knowledge. And when the deadliest species in the galaxy fully awakened, humans would already be ready. The galaxy did not yet understand what was coming, and by the time they did, it would be too late. The galaxy had no warning. On the edge of human-controlled space, the ancient planet began to shake. Mountains split. Oceans boiled. Cracks ran like veins across the surface. Hidden deep below, a sleeping species stirred. They were massive, older than any civilization alive today, and far deadlier than the Krell Empire imagined. Sensors and human stations picked it up first. Small anomalies, faint energy pulses. Then enormous spikes. They're waking, Lieutenant Yurek said, his voice tight with focus. Admiral Reyna nodded, staring at the holographic map. We knew this could happen, she said. And we prepared. Human fleets moved silently. Not in numbers, not in display, but with precision. Ships from decades-old stations activated, aligning themselves in hidden corridors of space, waiting for the species to fully emerge. Every crew knew their role. Every weapon system was calibrated for ancient tech, far beyond the galaxy's current understanding. Meanwhile, the Krell Empire continued to broadcast. Their leader laughed, boasting of their unstoppable fleets. They mocked Earth openly, calling humans slow, weak, and insignificant. They did not notice the tremors on the ancient planet. They did not notice the energy rising, and they did not notice the first movements. Beneath the surface, massive forms stirred. Tentacles, claws, armored limbs, and glowing eyes emerged from long-forgotten chambers. The species had slept for millennia, absorbing energy, observing the galaxy silently. Now angered by the war declaration and sensing the presence of new civilizations, they were awake. Human ships detected them first. Long-range sensors picked up enormous lifeforms moving under the planet's crust. Energy readings spiked. Gravity shifted unnaturally. They are enormous, Yurek whispered. Larger than any Krell battleship. Larger than any fleet. Reyna remained calm. Good, she said. We needed them awake. This will remind the Krell Empire of what real power is. On the planet's surface, the first shock waves tore through ancient ruins. Columns broke. Cities built long ago by this species, lost to time, came alive. Strange energy flooded the atmosphere. Satellites went dark. Fleets in orbit adjusted their shields automatically. Human commanders watched every move, every pattern of energy, every pulse. They had studied this species for years, learning its habits, weaknesses, and instincts. The Krell Empire, by contrast, had no idea. They thought the humans were weak. They believed their war declaration was a simple conquest. The first visible signs of the species appeared in orbit. Massive forms rose from the planet, stretching beyond kilometers. Ships in the vicinity trembled from shock waves. Asteroids shifted. Even human fleets held their positions, waiting. They are heading toward the Krell border, a human analyst said. They're moving faster than predicted. Reyna's face remained calm. Good. Let them go where they belong. The galaxy watched, but they did not understand. Humans had allowed the species to awaken deliberately. They had calculated every move, every fleet, every trajectory. The species was powerful, yes, but it was predictable. And humans were ready. From deep space stations, a final protocol was activated: containment and observation. Humans would guide the species' movements subtly, ensuring no civilian worlds were destroyed. They would not fight it yet. They would not reveal their full power, and the Krell Empire? They still did not know, they thought. War had begun, but humanity was playing a longer game, and when the deadliest species in the galaxy fully engaged, only humans would control the outcome. The first signs of movement were subtle. The ancient species rose from the surface, their massive forms stretching above the clouds. Their eyes glowed with intelligence. Limbs stronger than starship hulls flexed. Energy pulsed from their bodies, shaking the surrounding space. The Krell Empire noticed first. Their fleets scrambled. Their weapons charged. Their communication channels were filled with panic. They are massive, one Krell commander said, staring at the sensors. Impossible. Nothing in history. Nothing we trained for. But the humans already knew. From hidden positions, human fleets observed silently. Ships were positioned strategically, forming patterns invisible to sensors. Every vessel had its purpose. Every weapon system prepared for the unexpected. Admiral Rena's voice cut through the command deck. Do not engage yet. Let them reveal themselves. Watch, learn, control. The Krell Empire sent a fleet forward. Thousands of ships, bristling with weapons, moved toward the planet. They intended to attack the species and seize glory. The species reacted instantly. Massive limbs struck fleets like toys. Ships were crushed. Energy beams collided with massive exoskeletons, bouncing off harmlessly. Entire formations disintegrated in seconds. Krell crews screamed over open channels. Their superweapons failed. Engines exploded before activation. Communications went dead. The species ignored humans completely. Its fury was directed entirely at the intruding empire. Maintain distance, Reyna ordered. Let them engage. We control the perimeter. Human vessels moved with silent precision, guiding the species away from inhabited systems. They intercepted debris, blocked dangerous paths, and ensured the creatures did not harm civilians. Every human crew acted with calculated control. Not a shot wasted. Not a life endangered unnecessarily. The Krell Empire panicked. They did not understand what they had unleashed. They sent repeated orders to retreat. Their fleets tried to flee. But the species was fast, devastating, merciless. You cannot fight this, one Krell officer admitted. Nothing can stop it. Humans did not fire. They only observed. Their strategy was clear. Let the species weaken the Krell fleets first. Let the galaxy see the consequence of arrogance. Then, when the chaos settled, humans would act. From orbit above the awakening planet, Reyna watched carefully. They are learning, she said. But so are we. Every pulse of energy from the species, every strike against the Krell fleets, every movement across space was recorded, analyzed, and countered. Humans predicted patterns. Humans adapted instantly. Humans did not panic that the Krell Empire's leaders realized too late. Their war declaration had triggered something far bigger than themselves, a species they could not control. And humans, the ones they mocked, were already guiding the outcome. The galaxy watched in disbelief. Humans did not fight out of pride. They did not shout or boast. They acted with patience, control, and intelligence. The awakened species roared across space, devouring the Carthuan fleets. And through it all, human ships moved like ghosts, silent and unstoppable, holding the line. The Krell Empire had declared war, and humans were about to show the galaxy that some wars were never theirs to fight, but they were always theirs to control. The galaxy. Trembled. The awakened species had torn through the Krell fleets. Entire armadas vanished in seconds. Energy beams clashed with ancient power forms, warships shattered, and debris drifted across space like falling stars. And still, humans did not fire. They moved silently, calculated, and precise. Their ships were small, often older models, but every vessel had a role. Some guided debris safely away from colonies. Others monitored energy flows. Sensors recorded everything. Every pulse, every movement, every strike. Humans were learning and controlling what even the Krell could not. The Krell Empire panicked. Their fleets tried to regroup. Commands were shouted, weapons fired, superweapons activated, but the species ignored them entirely. It was unstoppable. Destruction raged around them. Admiral Reyna's voice cut through the silent human command deck. Protect civilians. Contain the species if it moves too close. Observe everything. Do not engage unless necessary. Humans adjusted in real time. When a massive limb of the species smashed a Krell cruiser, human ships diverted debris to prevent collateral damage. When energy waves threatened populated systems, humans formed temporary shields with their fleets. They acted faster than the enemy could comprehend. The Krell Emperor watched in horror. "They were supposed to be weak," he yelled. "They are nothing compared to us." But the humans were not nothing. They were strategy. They were patience. They were control. The species, while deadly, moved predictably. Humans predicted its movements. They used precision to guide it toward Krell fleets, toward industrial stations, toward supply lines. Not to destroy the galaxy, only the Krell's power. Entire fleets fell before the species. But the humans emerged unscathed. Not because of superior weapons, but because they understood chaos and used it as a tool. Every move was calculated. Every life valued. Every action efficient. Krell fleets tried one final desperate assault. Thousands of warships swarmed the species, firing everything they had. Energy waves, missiles, plasma beams all collided with the ancient predator and did nothing. The humans finally moved. Not with anger, not with pride, but with control. They struck the Krell fleet's engines simultaneously, disabling every vessel. Command ships were paralyzed. Supplies cut. Defense grids collapsed. The species had already destroyed most of the offensive threat, but humans finished the mess job cleanly. The galaxy could hardly comprehend it. Humans had controlled the deadliest species in existence. They had allowed it to fight and then guided its power to end an empire. No unnecessary destruction. No chaos left behind. Only calculated victory. The Krell Emperor fell to his knees. Entire fleets were lost. Worlds were crippled. All because they had declared war. Admiral Reyna watched the aftermath from orbit. "War is not about pride," she said. "It is about survival and judgment." Across the stars, observers recorded the moment humanity became the ruler of strategy, control, and patience. The galaxy would remember this day, not for destruction, not for chaos, but for a species that could wield power and restraint at the same time, and for the ones who had awakened the deadliest species and mastered it. The battle was over. The awakened species had returned to the edges of known space, silent once more. The Krell Empire was broken. Their fleets destroyed. Their command centers paralyzed. Entire colonies were crippled. Yet, the humans did not celebrate. Human ships floated above Earth in calm formation. Not one display of pride, not one broadcast of victory. Instead, they repaired their own ships, collected survivors, and ensured no innocent life was harmed. Hospitals, transport stations, and colonies remained untouched. Humanity's judgment had been final but measured. Admiral Reyna stood on the bridge of the flagship Resolute, watching the stars. "We did not fight for glory," she said. "We fought to control what needed controlling, to protect life where possible, and to judge where necessary." Across the galaxy, observers recorded every move. Civilizations whispered of the humans who had guided the deadliest species, destroyed an empire, and yet spared life. Scholars, generals, and diplomats understood. This was not recklessness. This was mastery. A short broadcast was sent from Earth, not loud, not boastful, only precise. Power is not strength alone. Power is knowledge. Power is control. Power is judgment. Those who misuse death as entertainment will face consequences. Let this be a lesson to the galaxy. The message spread quickly. Every corner of space heard it. Young civilizations trembled. Older empires reflected. The humans had proven that true strength was not firepower or numbers, it was discipline, patience, and strategy. The Krell Empire would never recover. Their arrogance had awakened a force beyond their comprehension, and humanity had controlled it. The galaxy realized something terrifying. Humans did not need to fight with anger or pride to dominate. They acted with precision and cold logic. On Earth, life returned to normal. Cities rebuilt. Children played. Scientists studied. Leaders planned for the future. No parades. No awards. No glory. Victory had a name: restraint. Admiral Reyna looked at the stars one last time. They declared war, she said softly, and we decided the fate of the galaxy. The galaxy understood. Humans did not conquer. Humans did not boast. Humans judged, and when humanity judged, entire empires fell, and the deadliest threats were controlled. New policies spread across the stars. Alliances marked human boundaries on star charts. Warnings were given. Do not provoke. Do not mock. Do not underestimate. Do not test. And the galaxy listened. Humans became rulers without claiming titles. They became guardians without broadcasting power. They became legends without seeking fame. For in the end, the humans of Earth were no longer just survivors. They were strategists. They were judges. They were unstoppable. And the galaxy would never forget.